Hi everyone, I'm about to continue my story about how I played late Meridian in a 4chan game not so long ago into a huge game with some significant mods like 1H mod and Sloop's config balance mod. So let's go and see. Turn 41. What else? Oh, fine. It's turn 41st. My kitty for some reason decided to join me. Don't know why, but whatever. 41, the big game of rap, or how it's called. Last time we successfully started the war against Middle Caelum. We smashed a large chunk of his troops and mages as well with our Devil's Fist. So we'll continue to improve this success further, hopefully. Well, together with German. Okay. 41st turn, a message from German. Whoops, I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, he's about our bump in when we both raided the same province last time of Middle Caelum. I don't mind absolutely. Who cares? It was actually in his zone of influence, so I should feel bad about it, most likely. Wait, no, we are not from England, we are giant, hilariously parroting, alright, like we pretend to speak English. It's just, don't mind me. It's like some kind of onanism at this point when I am talking to myself. But hopefully, sometimes later someone is going to watch my stream and maybe can take something from it, but I doubt it, because Dominions 5 will be obsolete game in half a year for sure, but we'll see. So some more thrones claiming, Harbinger, enchantment field found, fine, it's +1 nature game, I believe, so it won't hurt totally. Then we are attacking, we are sitting on the top of the Caelum fort. It was not defended properly, and interesting part how Shinuyama is fighting Ulm. We can see a lot of summons on his sides. He's using long-head horsemen on the flanks, and his main bulk of forces is whites. So he was summoning them. I can believe that it's his god, but yes, it's his god. Awaken Expander, who now, maybe not Awaken Expander, he has quite a significant path on it. So maybe it was even a dormant. Luckily, I wasn't bordering Shinuyama during an early game, and we basically have spawned in the opposite directions of this globe, yes, on this map. So he's the furthest, he's the most further player from me. So he's using his scale troops a lot, dive back in mono, and death summons. Quite interesting. And on top of that, some Crusher. Well, I'd like him to place Crusher somewhere closer to the front, so he can serve as an evocator and as a like a column to stop enemy troops from advancing. So and Ulm fielding, some mage supported, I believe, troops, or not. No, Oh, well, there are a few mages on his sides. They are doing skelly spam as well. But Ullum is going to be absolutely wrecked by full vapors. And Shunyama's side actually protected from it. It's Serpent Blessing. So research advantage is huge in this fight. Shunyama is a lot better developed and it rolls over Ulm quite easily and effectively, as we can see. Right, only 8 Bakemono died, 4 sprites, and that's all. While the enemy loses all his, Lang Dead. He wasn't summoning Lang Dead, he was using reanimation before. Some guardians died, some infantry, and so on. Well, and he was, by the way, actually outnumbered as well. So Ulm is about to die. I believe he will be finished quite soon, despite his huge size at this point. I'm attacking with my previously summoned birds one more province here. Unexpectedly, Caelum ain't changing his ways and still having 1 PD all over his lands. It's a huge mistake, I believe. He should have learned at this point, unless he just enjoys me defeating his PD with just some Black Hawks. Basically, this stack conquered the third province, so it really was a super effective investment of 10 air games. And by the way, since I have a conjuration site, discount site, it's even cheaper than that. So 8 air games per cast. So it was a huge lucky investment. What else? We can see a huge defeat of Flegra once again. It was fourth storm, I believe. Only some small amount of flying and non-flying units of Raga died, while enemy lost some mages, but nothing of worth mentioning on top of that. Yeah, some 2 Gigante warriors and so on. So before I was saying that for Raga, for first Ragan's success was really important, because Flegra would have real troubles thanks to logistics to organize proper defenses against the fast but destructive Ragan stacks, right? Decision forces and so on. And we can see this just in detail. He's retaking the lands from Flegra and his forts quite fast and effective. We catch the Black Harpy, not a big deal. Well, let's this turn. I am aiming at Blood 7, as I was saying before. I need those fallen angels as well as vampire lords. What else? We can see here. We are moving, everything moving just as I anticipated. But inside the Caelum capital, we can see still a huge stack of troops. Almost 400 of lion pests sitting inside, and his demi-lich managed to return safely as well. Fine. So at this point, Jamon is fighting Caelum together with AI Beritas to capture their both of their lands faster. So Jamon is being kinda, I can say greedy, but more like he is overconfident. So he thinks that he has enough stuff to besiege several forts per turn. If it's for me, I can reasonably siege 1, 2, and maybe something like 3 forts per turn. So maybe he has a lot more stuff or a lot more confidence than I do have. Okay, we are moving some reinforcements of trolls. They will be useful in the future. By the way, we was unable to break the walls in one turn. Kinda hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious, kinda gloomy, but I was surprised. So I am adding well, I feel bad about this my second small army, because without mage support it's really vulnerable. Whenever Caelum decides to well, destroy some of my forces, so I decided to combine them with our main stack, and after that we'll go after this huge capital fort, because I will probably need every single one of my troops to deal with it, and mages as well. But still I am trying to shock it with my Sea King tag. In the Sloop's balance mode there is quite an interesting spell which water mages can cast. It's called Invigorating Rain. Right, it brings reinvigoration 2 to basically one square of allies in 15 squares of allies. It just means that it affects well, the whole grid, the whole square of allied units. Quite interesting spell, but it and actually not so fatigue heavy, right? Especially if I use if my troll is going to use, well, he is going to use it on himself only, but still for this fatigue cost, with this additional games he produces, it may be quite a good well, spell to cast, because I am actually quite troubled by his reinvigoration in a long fight. Still I am not using still a flash eater, so he can get away after the birds surrounding him will run away as well. So I'll try to inflict a lot of damage on them before that. So because I actually quite interested in reducing the numbers of this flying chaff, because they well, I have quite a limited number of devils available, 14 one stack, and well, around 25 in the other, and 13 in the last one. So, and some not it's around 100, but not more. So the more chaff he brings, the more troubles for my devils will be to, well, deal with all of them in a swift well, manner. Because Caelum can spawn a lot of elementals on top of that, so they have to be dealt with as well. So quite a lot of work pressure on my devils, so I have to reduce the enemy numbers whenever I can. So this tag may be quite handy, may come quite handy for this task. Fine, what else? Let me check my memo. 41st, Shinyama fight is good, true. We have mentioned this. Yeah, Raga making a great comeback against his coalition. Basically, he quite cleanly defeated and took a lot of Phlegrian stuff. And at some point, Phlegra was a biggest nation in this game, and now he has gone AI. By the way, I have noticed it just now, but at this point the flagrant spirit was broken. So I don't know why he left. Of course, well, as I was saying, he was well, in graphs was showing that he is the biggest nation in the game, and still he lost. due to logistic disadvantage he had against Raga, or against, well, he was so ashamed about his defeats and losing his god, flying Celestial Lion, if I remember correctly. So he decided just to drop this game. Well, like a loser usually does, at least on 4chan. Ulm, is he going AI as well? Yeah, and Ulm too. Yeah, it was hilarious situation. I was laughing at him in the previous episodes when, yeah, he refused to help to form a coalition against Mictlan. So he got coalition himself, again with Shinuyama, Asphodel and Machaka, who he was targeting before. So and Mictlan didn't do a shit to help him. So in the end, well, he was performance pathetic too, I'd say. Yeah, quite funny situation here. I have noticed last turn there was a fort in this province in 361. So I was really surprised to see that this turn the fort is, there is no fort here. So I was really surprised that Jomon did misclicked or something to remove the fort on the throne. It looked like a really stupid move on his part, but actually now I understand it why he did this, because Caelum forts are all made out of ice. So during the hot seasons or in hot dominion, they start melting. They're becoming, well, they can even disappear. Like, I haven't saw them disappearing thought, but as people was saying, they're actually losing quite a lot of their administrative power, and their, of course, the biggest impact is the loss of well, defense, I mean wall integrity numbers as well. By the way, my throne is also melting here, which I took from Caelum before. So Jomon just decided not to wait before this fort will be crippled, and just demolished it and started a new one here. Quite a reasonable decision. It makes Jomon player into, well, quite rational one, as we were seeing before, despite his quite unserious demeanor in his messages and so on. He was quite always trying to communicate in memes. Fine, what else? Yeah, Caelum moved his army to his cap. Yeah, and combined his forces. Quite a scary number of troops, I'd say. Yeah, that's all for this turn. Let's go further. Let me check another place. Memes everywhere. Turn 42. Late Meridian. Some more messages now from Asphodel. Someone I have been talking to was wondering, so I ask you for them. Oh, I forget about messages. Last turn, Asphodel was asking me if I was participating in some of the games he was playing before. So he was asking about it, and I say that I haven't played this game he mentioned. During 31st turn, I was just messaging Jomon once. On this turn, I finally found Shinuyama. He is besieging Ulm in somewhere, and also he owns some lands. So I am saying, well, there are a lot of talks in the thread about the Shinuyama treat. Now it's the biggest and the most developed nation in the game, with the biggest game income. So we are asking each other, where is it, who is bordering him, and so on and so on. So I am sharing some information I got, well, with my scouts. But as I was saying before, Shinuyama is an opposite pole of this map from me. If we imagine this map being, well, stretched over a globe. Well, 42nd turn, right. That was answer for Asphodel that I wasn't participating in this game. And about 2 man. Selling water breathing gear, manual and goblet to the highest bidders. Bid starts at 10 games and you only bid once. So he's trying to make people play his game with the bids. I don't need them a lot. Probably someone who is borders AI really by now may be interested, but not me. And I don't have a spare games too, by the way. Actually, I'm quite short on games overall. Second Sea King, we found a well of white water. I wonder what it makes. Just one water game per turn. Beggars can be choosers, I believe. And we reach blood 5, we have reached it. Mictlan. Fair enough, I have farmers, so it's a bad deal for me, sorry. So I was... I forgot what I have. Well, Mictlan was asking to sell him some fire to make obviously lanterns, but I said that I don't have a spare fire, but I suggested out of well, trying to be polite, I have suggested to him to use some of my forging facilities, as I would like to say, but he said that he had enough of this. By the way, for some reason the connection I am getting is quite slow. I wonder why is that. Probably I should have removed some applications running on the back. This one, maybe this one too, I wonder. No, it's actually being used. This one, I wonder. Well, now we are back to the green zone, so fine. Hope I won't be looking not so terrible as I'm usually looking in terms of FPS, right? FPS, probably. We are getting quite a number of slaves at this point, so I can even spare some to do some blood summons. We'll see it later. Well, we don't have quite research for them yet. Blood 7 is our goal, but when we reach it, I believe we should summon quite some of them. Vampires, fallen angels, and so on and so on. Ice devils, archdevils, and so on. Some more attacks. Assassin was trying to cap fourth. Alright, but 7 Seraphins was patrolling, together with some of their bodyguards. Well, I was trying just to raid here, right, using skeletons. But as you can see here, Seraphins is a terrible counter to skeletons. And for some reason I ordered him to do advancing cast. And so one of the guards effectively killed him, but I believe there was no chances for him to succeed. because the Seraphins would banish all the damage dealing units on my side. Anyway, we managed to kill even one mage with Caelum. Well, I'm not gonna keep silent about this, but actually this turn middle Caelum went AI. So now I am fighting just purposeless entity. One is AI. The king managed to cast even Invigorating Rain. He got 5 reinvigoration, already good. I believe, well, he's not, or maybe he is fatigue neutral by now. Yeah, he should be fatigue neutral by now, but maybe not. If I was using, yeah, I have used quickness on him, so he is not. But still, he's dealing quite a chunk of damage. The guys with spears barely can harm him at all, even despite him having quite low protection. But protective forces in place, damage reduction is also in place. Vine Shield is also in place, so he managed to kill a hell of a lot of flying pests here, around 85 I believe, or more like 113, counting the elementals on his side was summoning. So we capped the Caelum capital. Great. Here Patala for some reason was trying to clean this fort. Probably it was a misclick. Yeah, he suicides his troops on it for some reason. It was the same army of Shinoyama we saw last turn. He was storming the fort of Ulm, right, and it was a crushing victory once again. Well, the same strategy, full whoppers into, well, skelly spam and different summons. So it was, well, he's also fighting an AI player, so not much to tell here about the challenge he was taking. Here, Jaman, we can see first time how Jaman is actually fighting. And the most impressive part was not actually his scripting, it was okay, I believe. Well, it's fine scripting. By the way, we maybe can see his bless as well. Or maybe not. Not a lot of, or maybe some of them are blessed. Yamabushes, yeah. Magic weapons, decay weapons, some magic resistance, and a bonus from the Throne Animal Ape. Not specifically, well, maybe he has some awakened part of his bless on his god who haven't came yet. Oh no. It's turn 42, his god is here. So he was prioritizing scales as well, as was obvious a long time ago. The most important part of this stack is its versatility. I mean, there are a lot of mage support, there are Tooks, there are Sacreds, there are lightning strikers, I mean, well, archers who are firing lightnings on a long range. It's quite a serious, maybe quite a serious source of damage, and the numbers, and also numbers is impressive. He was using buffed Ashigarus and, well, Shark warriors as well. I believe he should be, he was starting with Ashigarus and then switching to Shark warriors bit by bit after getting some bit of infrastructure underwater. I mean, he should have been upgrading temples and so on to get more of this resource, quite heavy troops. And gold wise, by the way, too. And still he got 100 of them. Really impressive. But I believe it's his main stack. All his other stacks should be a bit more humble, in my opinion. So, what else? We have got a free gold this time. I love misfortune too at this point. Well, I'm just joking. I was losing quite a number of laboratories and so on, and shitty events was by the way happening too. Vampire attacks and so on and so on. So misfortune ain't free. But we got our Sea King heroic ability. It's heroic endurance, so he will improve his reinvigoration, already +2 to his basic ability, but instead he got a chest wound on him, so he need to remain on the top of the Hall of Fame for quite a long time to overcome this quite terrible strike on his encumbrance. Now he has melee encumbrance 9. So I hope with time it works. I am storming the fort, this time with my whole forces. Probably I am doing this because I fear that, well, I don't know, AI could possibly send demi-lich inside, maybe. But I don't believe that AI can script him properly, casting something dangerous. But still, I have no reason not to strike with my whole force. Maybe I do have. But I don't feel myself pressured by time. Probably I'm doing this because some of my reinforcements moving inside. I mean these trolls. There will be a huge addition for me when I am about to storm Caelum. Fine. I am moving birds and also some other reinforcements on top of the Minsk province. So I'm going to probably, if the walls will be broken, storm it next turn. Doesn't seem like Caelum is going to protect it. By the way, at the north, early Caelum has been taking middle Caelum's lands quite effectively, and probably he will be faster to besiege this throne as well. Quite an unpleasant situation, but I am not in position to oppose all what he is doing. Well, this turn was quite shitty in terms of people going AI, having a huge nations under them. But well, well, 4chan and anonymous games tend to attract suckers, I'd say. Well, and well, let alone suckers, of course, some people have some life trouble, or more likely some kind of issues they have to solve apart from playing the Chinese porn anime game, which is Dominion's 5 Warriors of the Face, I believe. Well, I'm just joking, by the way. So I am moving my second super combatant Sea King to the north. Now I have decided to equip him with Flesh Eater to maybe after-road an army. Well, I can even storm the capital with him alone and succeed by turn timer, but we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do. Some more messages to German. Yeah, Caelum is AI, high five. I'm trying to be like in the same vein as Jamon sending the messages to me, to be well kinda hyper and positive as well. The global was put up, I forgot to mention it. It was an eternal pyre, quite expected from late Abyssia. Well, we'll see how he's going to use the income. Lightless lanterns, most probably. But well, there are a lot worse globals and even Gengens I could have expected from him. For example, Blood Vortex. But maybe not at this point of the game, but still somewhere he can cast it. So I have to be careful about Abyssia from now on. Water side, oh by the way, that water side I have found out this time was located in the wasteland and mountains region. Quite funny to find water in the waste. That's, well, I was thinking this mage, thinking that, well, this W2N1 mage, thinking that I am not going to find with this path anything inside the desert. But I have found actually +1 gem. Quite nice. What else? Yeah, troll killed a lot of birds, that's true. Yeah, Jamon is hella scary actually. If we all look at this battle quite in detail, he was doing everything perfectly, including buffing of his troops, using of his attacks, positioning and so on, despite him losing one unmerger from the stray arrow. Otherwise he was perfect, I believe. Actually, this turn I barely noticed, but Patella is being attacked by Abyssia, namely by his Myrmecoleon. Myrmecoleon, right? Myrmec is an ant, and Leon is a lion, right? This province was owned by Patella last turn. So the first my thought was that for Patella sold it for Abyssia for some reason, but actually that's not the case. I was thinking that because I can see a big stack of Abyssia nearby, but well, it's just the first turn of their war. No one mentioned said anything to me about it, but well, and mainly Patella, he was, well, I may expect him to notice me or ask me for help against Abyssia. I can say that I would help him, but well, it's easier to me. I mean, I shouldn't ignore this conflict and see who is going to win. But it's bad news. Again, now Ulm is being destroyed, Patella having troubles, and it just means that late Mictlan has a bigger reign, well, a lot more opportunities to have a free reign over lands and over his other weaker neighbors. Well, in these neighbors as well, by the way. So nothing stops Mictlan from attacking Patella, as he was suggesting me before, and from grabbing something from Ulm as well. Vulture and Ulm. So that's last piece of information about this turn. Let's go further. Turn 43, I believe. Yeah. Again, for some reason I'm having a bad connection. Terrible. So much for Caelum. Yeah, he was finished quite fast, but both me and Jamon was kinda stronger, at least on the battlefield, than Birds. Well, he had quite a good development in terms of number of troops, number of mages, but what he showed on the battlefield was clearly lacking. He wasn't using his god effectively, despite having some rainbow paths. Well, and in all other aspects he could have played better, a lot better, at least putting some more gold into his PD at first, and so the first step, yeah, to become good. But I'm not gonna, well, teach him how to play. Probably he's going to understand it, well, when he asks someone who is playing Caelum and in general better than me, or by just learning on his own mistakes. I'm not going to preach anything. One more throne is being claimed by someone, don't care. It's a lot far from everyone to claim enough number of thrones, even for Shinuyama. And by the way, by this time I'm the leader in victory points, and I have 9. I have 9 from 3 VP3 thrones. We have found a quite interesting site. Actually, it was our High Inquisitor who did this with only F1 and Holy 3. He found the High Temple of the Magi. It's a lot of gems and can allows to recruit quite a peculiar type of units, but for me they are not too valuable, I believe, because I basically have all the cross path this mage can well give you. This slow to recruit, 4 recruit points per unit, and the worst part is this province has 0 resources. Well, I mean, High Temple of the Magi goes together with the laboratory. It's also quite a huge asset, so normally you can at least recruit this type of mages. Magus is like for 85 gold, it's, well, feels a lot like a Seith Kona. Seith Konas looks exactly the same in terms of gold, I believe. Their paths are different, but this a bit more evocation oriented mage. So it's quite a huge asset, but unfortunately I can't use it fully unless I build a fort here. Well, this province has 0 resources because it's sandwiched between 3 other forts I possess. And I can't spare gold or especially blood slaves to or more or gems to build this fort with some magic, like 3 red seconds or wizard tower. So it's impossible for me now. What else? So by this moment probably, right, or maybe later, fine, I'll start talking about this a bit later. But basically the student decided to turn to construction after reaching Black Magic. So I decided that I can see a war coming closer, some war against, for example, early Caelum. No one has been hostile to me so far, so I can well, put aside some necessary defensive research like Alteration 7 or Conjuration 8 but try to reach faster construction. Well, some battles we will see in this turn. Effective gem on victory here as well as the same army, I believe. Yeah, 2-3 regions, it's them. What else? Abyssia in force starting invading Petela. He got his Mountain burned, by the way. It's a bad call, but still manageable. His mages can lead undead troops to some point as well. I removed my Sea King from the Caelum, capital, just to see what he is going to bring on top. There are quite a lot of mages, 1 Lord Master, 17 Ice Crafters. They can be destructive, but with Caelum tech, they are probably not. All they can cast is basically Slime and that's all. He is not at the Frozen Heart at this point of the game, well, close to this research, close to this tech, I'd say. And the Said Sea King raided just 1 province a bit to the north from the capital. Nice. Berytus is being sieged. Well, it was sieged by Gemon. And Berytus AI was trying to lift the siege. And it beat a lot of troops on top, but the toughest part is this region, where I mean, yeah, here it is. It's nature water region capable to cast follow-up vapors, I believe. But he's not doing it now. 32 protection with the iron face. Quite well, I just wanted to say that it's quite costly item to have to place on your every tug, but in sloops its cost is greatly reduced, right, by more than 33%, I believe, probably around 40%. So this region got a huge protection together with some weapon resistance. He should have actually liquid body is in order for him. I don't know why he used cold strike instead of liquid body, but still at least he was using mass body and started to move to the rear, right, of his enemies. Was actually shocked and continued to destroy Beritian forces. Actually, Shark Warriors did a great job here. I assume that this replay is not actually precise, but still the biggest part of Shark Warriors survived and inflicted quite a lot of damage to this kind of random troops on the Beritian side. Then Shinoyama once again moving towards Ulm. I have predicted where it's going to move. Kitty came to me. What are you trying to say? I want to pet you a bit. Wow. Well, I am alone on the stream together with my cat. Kinda romantic situation, right? So then, as Fodel against late Agartha, we can see that Agartha beat the shit out of him. Routing, well, there are not a lot of sacrets here, but a lot of hierophants. Yeah, it was just dog barking outside. Don't mind that, kitty. Yeah, sacrets were chopped, and the blind, how are they called? No, that's just heavy infantry. It's not blind fighters. They reached the mages, killed them, and routed most of them. Actually, it's the wrong replay. In reality, 5 of them got away, but still, it's a defeat is defeat. We was hearing rumors from Mictlan about Asphodel and late Agartha fighting, so we can get a glimpse, a bit of a glimpse on it. We can see that Asphodel is using extensive raiding. Well, he's extensive and deep raiding. He raided those provinces last turn belonged to Agartha. So, and now all of them are being raided. We'll see how Agartha is going to respond, but one-on-one against such a threat, I believe he wouldn't manage. He should be asking Famoria to help, or all his neighbors to his north or northeast to help. One-on-one, it's his suicide for him to fight like that, even despite his victory here. Caelum raided back some of my lands, and I stormed the forest quite effectively too. There was nothing big inside, but some stray arrow managed to kill one of our Chemazots. I was mentioning this before. Those units quite important for me to move troops around, to move devils around, because devils are my main striking force. So I need some unit with undead leadership and ability to fly effectively. Well, I can shuffle them around the pond with mages or with diabolic or goetic captains, but I need sometimes to move my devils further into them. mainland, far away from the shore. So I need these chemazotes. Let me see. And at the end I decided, and since I can't recruit any chemazotes from here anymore, because I got 0 resources in their province, I'm starting to use this leaders from Call of the Wild with head with the crown of bones. In the Sloops it costs a lot less, 6 death games instead of 10, like in normal mode, so it's quite a reasonable investment. Previously I was estimating in my by the way in one of my videos on YouTube about items. I was estimating this item quite low, because I was saying inspirational bonus ain't worth it. Well, inspirational penalty is not worth it to make it. And really, of course, 10 death games is quite not effective. It's a lot more simple to summon just Bane or Mount King and make him lead troops. But Mount Kings can't fly, and you need additional item on them so they can fly. And they're quite they have low HP pool, so they can easily be sniped. Those guys a bit more tougher, and I already have them, so I'm using them to lead troops, and they are actually flying. So they're getting 75 undead leadership bonus, but the biggest part is that this item, inspirational penalty, it doesn't matter when you lead, well, almost never matters when you lead undead or demonic troops. Demonic troops usually has 30 moral, so they're unaffected. Undead's 50 if they're mindless, or whites or maybe ghouls are actually affected, and it make them fight worse than they should have. But at least on a unit who is working at shuttle to bring troops to the front lines, this item is must have. So I'd say that you can even use it if it costs 10 death games, at least if you have proper items to lead troops to craft this effectively, like dwarfen hammers or discount construction sites and so on. You can use it if you actually need to move troops around effectively. But for demons, I mean, at least in this situation, for me it was really effective. And of course, reduced cost helps a lot as well. What else? Have we watched turn to its end? I believe yes, we have captured the fort. Some more events, meaningless, and we finally broke the walls in the not last, but one of the Caelum ice castles. And here I made a quite important mistake. I have left a bit of siege forces on top, but the biggest part is that I haven't protected my mages, my leaders, from Incar missile attacks is one thing, because this guy actually has a shield, so he can survive. But I am fighting against birds, and there can be some birds inside, so they can actually fly into the rear and try to kill all the commanders. It was a huge mistake. Normally I should have been at least 5, at least 3, but 5 is more reasonable numbers as bodyguards. But I have got a bit of problem here. As we can see, for this man-eater guy, Great Hawk, we are using fire item to boost fire resistance on it, so he won't be hurt by hit auras of devils. But for these dudes I didn't possess such item nearby, so they could have been burned by the hit hour of the devils. So I decided not to put them on a guard commander and decided to, to rush this fort fast, and it obviously was a mistake. You never should play like that. It's gambling. It's basically a gambling. And in Dominions and in all other basically skill-based games, you should be avoiding making gambles whatsoever, if you can, of course. Of course, I am moving back my Sea King. He will be sitting on top of the capital, and then I am moving my army. I am sure I will manage to besiege it with no problems, and then when he will try to lift the siege, my main army will just smoothly moves in and will deal with him. Fine. That's all about it. It was turn 43, right? Did I forgot something? Yeah, got some nice sites. Abisi attacks Patella. Yeah, we can see, finally we can see his stack. It's huge, but the wolves are still holding. So Patella has something interesting inside as well. I'm curious to see how this battle will go, but well, of course I expect Patala to be defeated. Because Patala is one cap nation, Abisi is two cap nations, and his cap is Armor's cap. So he has got a lot of gems to fuel his economy and to use death magic on top. Actually, late Abisi has some undead options in his, at least with his heroes and so on. I believe he has even some fire death cross path summon. Smolder ghosts, there they are. Quite interesting sacred unit. Sacred, I believe. Can't recall precisely. Some to get I'm moving towards Asphodel site to get to stole graphs from him as well, and some messages. I'm saying to Famoria that the war against Caelum is finally going to the end. So if he is able or interested in invading early Caelum next, because birds is a huge threat in the future. I am saying to Mictlan that Abisi is invading Patella. So, and I'm saying that I'm not really interested in this conflict because I have some issues to my north. And I was saying that Shinigami is a top nation in my opinion, because everyone was saying this. Well, I'm trying to be helpful here, but actually, in reality, a lot later, I have found out that Mictlan actually was suggesting to Abisi to attack Patala together. So they're basically dogpiling of Patala, while Mictlan is going to step in a bit later, and so he probably laughing his ass off to me, trying to update him on the situation. He has us orchestrated. And to Abisi, I'm saying good luck to Patala. I am so hypocrite. I may join you in a bit later, but I'm not going to. But I'd like to know what you think about early Caelum. He has second after Shinuyama, and he was second in the Shinuyama, and the most graphs was shown. Clearly, it will be good to have a coalition against him. Are you interested? So I am making a ground or maybe even leg work in terms of the potential coalition against early Caelum, because it's a huge threat who is near me, and if we will manage to make one, it will be a huge deal. Well, I have got 2 successful attempts at coalitioning, right, this game, and 2 unsuccessful ones, or more like one against Mictlan. So it may go both ways at this point, I believe. Personally, I won't be able to do much before middle Caelum is gone. It's 7-10 turns, I think. It is a lot lesser. I believe it's like 5 turns max. I'm also asking Famori this turn about the same stuff, and maybe I can ask Raga a bit later to join in. Waiting for your reply. Also, I'd like to have an up 3 with you, since now we are going to be neighbors for a long time, I guess. Yeah, I am, as I was saying just now, I'm expecting Patella to lose, because Abyssia was two capped nations against 1 capped nation, and I know that probably Mictlan, well, not know, but I expect Mictlan to participate too. He's absolutely going to grab this throne, at least while I'm doing nothing, and I'm saying him that I am not going to do a thing. Mictlan is being passive here, not invading Patella immediately, probably because he may suspect that we still have some defensive alliance with Patella. So he wants to see if I'm going to attack Abyssia right now. But my biggest concern is early Caelum. Yeah, I have forgot about middle Caelum existence whatsoever by this point. So I can see more like a coalition ally in Abyssia, rather than the guy who is trying to kill and eat my faithful ally. I am thinking about, well, I think that in this game my only allies is only Famori and German. So, well, I have no reason to step out of my way to help Patella. But actually, it's not pleasant. It's not a pleasant situation I have found myself in to my southern front, because Mictlan and Abyssia getting out of hands may harm me. Abyssia at a lesser point, because he borders Jamon, who potentially can help me. But if Mictlan gets more lands, it will be, well, quite terrible. But I hope Shinuyama to his, I believe, southwest, can give him some troubles if necessary, if it will happen. Let me check real fast if someone gone AI as well. Beritas Ulm TC, it was old story. And Rulech, yeah, it's all the same dudes who is in AI, no one else joined this turn, so it's fine. I'm starting to make some lightless lanterns. I have even dropped myself back to 4 well, I need fire games to craft soul contracts, but all which is remaining I'm using to make more lightless lanterns. I am actually not stopping to produce more blood farms. For example, here I am summoning some Pale Riders. Thanks to Master Ritualist site, I can do this with just D2. So I'll summon the horses, and with them got Blood Hunt in this province. So we are boosting our economy, but exactly blood economy only. Well, I'm doing some site searching, so game economy too, and waiting to finish middle Caelum off for good. Okay, that's all for the turn 43. Let's go further. 44. Messenger from late months. Hey, want some free land? Here is deep, your friend neighbor man. Larko, don't want you to know this, but their land is free. So basically, kinda, well, blatant attempt to force all people around. It's not about him sending this message to me, because I am not bordering late Arca at this moment. But I know where he's located. And he's saying, well, he's basically bad-mouthing him and saying that he is weak. But, well, it's a weak strategy to, well, to try to make others do things for you. I mean, well, I am doing this actually the same, but I am trying to be more discreet and be more personal about this. But just saying, hey, this guy is weak, let's stack him all dudes. When you say this to everyone, it just makes you look like phony. It's make you phony. Just here is the lens of late Arca, as far as I can say, but I can see the green flags of Lam-Man, so it doesn't matter much. I have found Mooncatch Lake, probably Astral plus water, judging by its name. Yeah, two water games, nice. It's Satina in work, I believe. Yeah, he has found the site. And that's all. I believe some more fights. German continues to crash Caelum. On his way, he's capturing fort after fort, moving, well, wasting only 2 turns of each. One into moving, second into capturing. Then Rilech attacks with the one mage Myrmic Leon of Abyssia. Let me see what he has got. Well, we have saw it already, just your average early expander plus a bit of nature magic. I wonder if he empowered him instead. Yeah, it's quite costly to well, to waste design points to get one nature, but who knows, maybe he actually wasted them. Well, so it's not interesting, but this dude is quite tough, and well, it may bring troubles whoever fights Abyssia. What else? In Caelum I have besieging with the Sea King and the same story. He killed, we killed for some reason. I wonder where are the casualties. Who was killed mostly by the Sea King. Well, PD, I believe. Even Frost Drakes won't help right much because, well, he has only 5 cold resistance, so Frost Aura actually could have hurted him, but well, and he fatigued out, true, but with well, damage resistances and with protective force buff and together with Lion Shield, he's in fact immune to everything AI Middle Caelum can show. Well, it's the advantage of using attacks against AI players. It's really nothing to look at here. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of well, I mean, casualties. So Caelum was patrolling. Fine, it's fine. Early Caelum besieged the throne of Middle Caelum, and it's well, unpleasant, but I have to bear with it. Before the coalition forms, I mean, I have nothing to oppose him. I can do nothing to oppose him, I mean. What else? Ktis, we can see Ktis fighting Shinoyama to his last breath, or more like to his pathetic attempts. He was using what? relief from Mashmaster, full vapors from Mashmaster, and hole on top of this. It's kinda nice, and rigor mortis, yeah, he's using rigor mortis as well, but the army of Shinuyama is immune basically to full vapors because he has serpent blessing. He actually uses elementals and death summons who are immune to rigor mortis, and so on and so on. So it was a wipe. It's stuff like this happens when you try to engage someone with well, if you have a middle tier magic on your side while your opponent has basically closer to late game magic on him. And the numbers, well, numbers were mostly the same, but no secrets actually on the Ctesian side. So it's a victory, but Shinuyama have to fight inside the Miasma Dominion, so his mages, I believe, suffering some diseases, but before they die, I believe Shinuyama can conquer the whole of Ctis at this point. Shinuyama besieging Ulm, yeah, with the same army we saw before. And here Patella was pinging some relay forces who made it to the shore, or no, they were inside. Well, fine, it doesn't matter. And here one more battle, I believe, no, maybe inside the fort. Let's see, yes, it was inside the fort, but let's see our first, us trying to storm the fort first, ourselves. So devils launched themselves into the front. They killed some troops, but after that some Spirehorn warriors who was on the enemy's side, who was scripted to hold an attack, killed all our leaders on our side, so our devils basically retreated. Actually, they haven't killed in reality the Camazots, he just retreated, but the captain was butchered and one devil was killed. But on our side, yeah, we killed all the troops as well. So with a bit better scripting, everything should be fine. Well, probably even putting our leaders inside the box of swordsmen could have been, well, fine, because yeah, they will be targeted by the wall archers, but surely the devils will will kill everyone inside a lot faster than some random arrows will kill both of our leaders here. So even without adding more bodyguards or more troops to this stack or to this group of units, we should have been able to capture it just like that with a bit better scripting. Well, it's a waste, but can be helped. Two more turns to capture this fort from the enemy. And here we can see Shinuyama storming the Ctesian fort too. He is using Bakemono archers. They have long bows. They are targeting, I believe, well, randomly, someone randomly, but it's not enough scale spam on the Ctesian side. I believe only one mage and one blessing, Lizard King. Yeah, no, just two priestess and one Lizard King. Nothing to see here too. Well, Shinuyama is really strong. He is a leader of this game, that's for sure. Two of my scouts have been caught inside one of them inside the AI lens. At that, it's a pity. Well, it's quite hard for me for different reasons to have a huge scout network. So even losing one scout actually blinding me quite a lot. I have troubles getting scouts because I don't have a lot of gold to spare, or my blood mine ineffectively tuned blood economy of mine are consuming a lot of gold I can potentially harvest in some of the places and use them for development. So I am having not so many mages being recruited every turn, like maybe 5 mages, well, maybe more, but still I can't put up and if I need to put up infrastructure, I have to remove some mage recruitment, and it's a huge pity actually for me. So we have besieging the I expect a huge battle on top of Caelum next turn and my army, because it moves in. The Caelum is going to lift the siege, so there will be a huge spanking. Truly, early Caelum is going to grab this throne next. He is actually vulturing into Flagra. So basically, early Caelum player is a super lucky vulturer all this game. He only defeated middle Agartha alone, basically. Well, we both Fomori and me vultured in turn into Agarthian lands, but still all the job was made by Caelum. But otherwise he was actually just taking everything which is not properly defended. No more AI this turn as well, I believe. Yeah, it's all the same dudes who are computer controlled. So what else? I'm sending some messages to man. Well, I decided to answer anyway, but of course I just saying that I am not bordering him. I shouldn't have answered because it's this message wasn't directed at me. Probably I just haven't understood that from the get-go. And message to Raga. I decided not to wait for anything and ask right away. Hey there, good job on that 2v1. I'd like to ask you, what do you think about early Caelum? He's the second in graphs after Shinuyama, and I'm currently asking around who is interested in containing him. It's not an emergency right now. I'm finishing middle Caelum myself right now, and it will take like 8 turns or so. No, 2, maybe 3 turns more. That's all. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns or so, I believe. But I need time to make everything, all preparations and so on. But after that I would gladly help anyone to remove the birds. What do you think? Well, just greeting messages in the Dominions world, I believe. Alright. What else? We are besieging here, right? We are combining force on top of this. By the way, this turn I can't storm this fort. Actually, it's quite an interesting piece of information I have found out in this game. As you can see, we have killed all the defenders inside. So there is no one inside except this except this bit of storm wall defenders, but and the walls were broken last turn. Of course I was storming, but this dude with 19 siege strength is incapable to keep them broken, despite there were being no one inside. So it means that defenders inside the fort, who is provided by the well, by the presence of the walls, are actually helping to repair the castle walls. Quite interesting. So 30 flying birds are capable to well, repair the walls from the attacks of 34 Black Hawks. Quite interesting piece of information. Usually it's not really useful, but well, you need to be aware about this when you're trying to precisely calculate what siege strength you need to well, break the walls from the get-go on something or on somewhere. Fine. What else? I believe that's all. Let me check more. Yeah, +3 game site. It's nice. Yeah, finally I'm saying how many blood income I have at this point. Now it's turn 44 and I have 156 slave per turn. It's no bad. Ktis is getting blown the fuck out by Shinuyama. He's using Ellie spam and so on. Yeah, unfortunate fort assault, true. Yeah, some diplomacy. Yeah, and now I possess, by the turn 44, I possess 22 soul contracts. I decided not to stop on 20 like I was expecting before. I was thinking how can I use these slaves better, but now I'm getting more and more slaves, and at this point in time I can't well, use them good enough. I can craft probably, well, more lifelong protections, or maybe I can now, since I got into Blood 6, I can bind Ice Devil, but I don't actually have a caster for that. So I have nowhere to use this gear with these blood slaves a lot more effectively. So I decided probably to continue doing this and maybe even crafting more than one soul contract per turn, but I'm not sure that I'm doing it right now. Let me check. Yeah, I'm not crafting more this turn at least, but I'm starting to send lesser horrors into the direction of my enemies. Well, it's not much left for middle Caelum, but I can at least try. As you can see, I can even use Goetic Adept with one booster inside the Ritualist well, chamber, right, or more like Ritualist casting level site bonus. +1. It's a huge advantage, it's a huge bonus, and this will actually make at least my defensive capabilities skyrocket, because I can counter raid effectively like that, and even to some extent offensive capabilities if well, from at least in the zone where I can reach with this raid, like something like this. Yeah. So I'm making some pen boost, and I decided to use this blood, this excessive, I'd say, blood, to summon some, to use some horde from hell. When I was, well, arguing with people about this, well, mostly people just hate hordes from hell because they feel like it's ineffective. Well, I'll summon and I'll show you that they're actually pretty good at patrolling. If you don't have national effective patrollers, or you for some reason are gold restricted, like I am in this position, so it's actually quite a viable move to use it, but I'm not gonna say that it's a super effective move, because, well, like, we'll see how much we'll get, how much imps we'll get, but well, they're not worth 44 slaves we are wasting on them. But well, I need the chaff to patrol. I can use some more Call of the Wild, but I need to stockpile on my air, and I actually, well, I need to stockpile on everything actually, but well, now I have more blood than everything else, so I can kinda be wasteful, at least using it, in my opinion. Well, but it's my play style, being wasteful, I believe. Well, let's continue. Next turn, turn 45. Maybe one or more 2 turns I'm going to check this turn. Famoria started messaging me about Caelum, right? I'll help when I'm able for certain. Unfortunately, the siege against Rulech didn't end up going so well. Well, it's unfortunate. Famoria has been, well, actually stopped on its tracks by, not by AI Rulech most likely, but by his shitty scales. I expect, well, Famoria is fine when it's expanding in, well, with this heavy bless and really shitty scales. He is only fine when he's conquering more and more lands. So the moment he stagnated, the moment he failed to capture Rulechian cap or more lands from him, it's a death for him. He stopped on its development. He's only getting worse and worse with every passing turn. So, well, I'm still harboring a good feelings for Famoria, and I'm never going to attack him out of the blue. But he's now basically a useless ally at this point. He's saying he lost 4 tokes. His tokes, by the way, are being well, really funny named. So he is saying that he wants to alteration 6 spin research and get back on his tracks. Well, I'm glad that he is at least a bit positive about this. The message from Mikland: he is currently eating Ulm. Who could have expected this? Damn Ulm, he was so stupid, but whatever. I'll be real with you, unless I got a shitload of games, golden slaves, I'm not going to attack Shin anytime soon. Guy is extremely strong and has at least 20 tooks and a sample spamming Ether Gate. I don't know why he needs Ether Gate, but well, fine. Ktis is losing like 20 units for each one he kills from Shinuyama. Of course, Ktis is going to lose bit by bit, and Miklan is trying to subtly well, ask me to fund his potential war against Shinuyama. It's quite hilarious. I'm never going to do this. Of course, I mean, I want them fight, but to send games so Miklan may be fighting Shinuyama is absolutely counterintuitive to me. So when their war starts, I may send something to Miklan just to support, well, just to say that go fight him to death. But now, absolutely no. I'm just going to ignore this subtle suggestion from him. Well, what else? We have got some evocation. Yeah, well, for some reason I wasn't having even level 3, and I may need magic duel at some point, maybe. And maybe not. I successfully infiltrated into Asphodel. Well, I haven't forget. Let us see this. By provinces, Asphodel is bigger than me, but not much bigger than I have expected. I have expected him to be a lot bigger, not twice, but 1.5 times. So it's fine, we are reasonably in the same weight category. In terms of forts, he overtook me this turn, but otherwise we're also equals. In income, expectedly, because it's a pop kill nation, I am on top of him, but my graph is not really, well, growing higher and higher. By game, I have no information, as well as by research. Dominion 2, army size wise, we're actually equals, quite funny. I expected him to get a lot more chaff than me, and it's nice, it's fine. So basically, Asphodel trying to mostly use his secrets and the most basic chaff, so he's probably not reanimating a lot. Or maybe he's reanimating quite some troops, I have a lot of patrolling chaff, right, who is not participating in battles, and Asphodel doesn't need to blood hunt, he can't mostly blood hunt. So this equality is illusionary. I mean, what Asphodel is using for battle, I'm using for patrolling, I believe. And as we used to, by session points, I am on top. But it doesn't matter. I am on top only having 3 thrones. It's not 3 thrones total, right? And I need a lot more to get to the 27 victory points threshold to win. Fine. What else? It was stolen graphs, then some battles. Agard in his second battle lost against 20 black centaurs. Oh no, yeah. Well, it's just only one mage. It's not a big deal where it was. It was in the same province, I believe. Yeah. So, and probably late Agard gun AI this turn too. Or not. Defeated. No more AIs, but after those defeats, I expect him to be there. Jomon said, send me a magic item for taking one of my province I raided from Caelum. No, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I have read this message from Abyssia. Yeah, Caelum big and he must be stopped at all costs. Well, I love the start of this message. Once I make Patala go AI or just surrender, I can deploy my entire efforts against him. Great. Also, I could bring Raga in too. Whoa, so he got good relationships with Raga as well. Perfect. I super like it. Well, the coalition is forming. It's really optimistic about it right now. He is not busy with my front at the moment. He must be eating someone somewhere. Yeah, Raga should be eating int plus Flegra. He was contesting with early Caelum, who will eat the remaining Phlegrian lands faster. So it's fine, and maybe actually it will make him more angry with him. Will be good in 6-9 turns. I don't want to suffer dump losses against the Snussia. funny calling the snake. Yeah, snake pussy, right? So he's talking about Patella. Fine, great, I am overjoyed. The situation looks well. I can now plan into the future. I need to bring the stuff which can be useful against Caelum. Early Caelum, so the coalition against him almost formed, basically, mostly formed, I'd say. They're important. Let's see what have been put up. Again, it's Jamon putting a stellar focus. Well, okay, I have no problems with that. I mean, it's fine. Champion 6, he has this research for a long time. So probably, well, he was thinking what he can cast, and it's the easiest, it's the safest option to not anger everyone around him for that. So I wasn't trying to harm with those horrors them. The Caelum, but I was trying to ping this this province, trying to check how good leather horrors will fare against centaurs, and they were actually terrible. Centaurs killed a lot of them, but I have noticed that there is not a single mage inside, so the Vine Ogres started to dissolving in this battle. So Patella is trying to seduce, yes, using his Nagarishas to seduce all the mages and the commanders inside this fort, and afterwards capture it. Okay, it's a good going, but since he is busy with Abyssia, I can actually interfere in this plan and capture this weakened province a lot faster. So I let them fight, and while they're at it, I'll just grab a free throne in front of their noses. Fine. What else? Yeah, we haven't finished looking at the turns. Caelum, Vulture, Flegra, Abyssia pinging the Patella. He have got a Worm. We have saw it before. Jomon once again besieges another Caelum fort. Yeah, we have pinged. Well, I have expected a better result, so the scout actually died. Well, obviously it wasn't enough, but I don't know what I was hoping for. Maybe some fitting number of, I don't know, how do they called those horrors who are regenerating. I can't remember out of the top of my head. Soul Thorns they're called. It wasn't effective. This province was captured by Jomon, and I got my present from him, so it's fine. Caelum, just as I expected, decided to show up, and I am attacking him first turn. Some of the troops flying back, but they're not numerous, and the devils doing all the job, killing everyone else. It was, well, super easy victory. I have killed a lot mages, even one of his heroes, picked up quite a number of items, including the Dragon Peril the Caelum probably took from Gemon, but still I have lost basically, I want to say nothing, 17 Black House and 17 Devils and some Sylphs. Laughable losses compared to the army he was fielding. Of course, if he had twice these numbers, it would be a lot more tricky. So I was really glad that I used the Sea King effectively before for killing the chaff on top. And actually I'm grateful that Caelum gun AI instead of trying to, inflict me some damage. That's basically the difference with, not even skill game wise, but difference in, communities. Well, if there is a community when everyone knows each other and go in AI, or basically anonymous game comparing to the non-anonymous game, when you actually have to put some efforts, some I don't know, behind your name. I mean, you have to put something behind your name, some efforts, some fame or infamy, and like that play. It's not the same when you can just drop out and no one would care who it was who did a sloppy job of playing it till to the end. But okay, I can talk about this a bit more, but not in English, so let's stop at this. Storming of the Silver throne, as it seems. It was easy pick for Caelum. He wasn't deploying even a single mage. And storm, I believe, of the fort in Patella. Not in Patella, the second fort. A lot of troops. Hit from the hell hole. Well, it's Patalan hole. All his mage core basically got fatigue out, or not. At least some are playing, but there are a lot of elementals, and slowly, bit by bit, they are managed to overcome these numbers. Well, Patella could do a lot better job at surviving. He should have been, well, it's really hard to clog the gates because Smolder Ghosts are ethereal. Yeah, they're sacred, they're actually sacred, and that units who are ethereal, so they can walk through the walls directly. But he lost a lot of them, a lot of other troops too. Well, Long Dead Archers. He was summoning Long Dead Archers, by the way. Interesting going. I mean, they're indeed Fire Death Summon who uses Bonfire Bows. It's AOE damage, right? I believe. Bonfire Bow on hit. No, it's not AOE damage, it's on hit damage. Well, not so impressive. Since it's not AOE, well, I don't think they're worth it to summon. Probably Abyssia was thinking really hard what he should summon. But in these numbers they may be really useful. If he'll find them a fitting target, they could have killed a lot of mages behind. Patalan mages. Probably they did some damage. Yeah, 17 troops was killed, but mostly wolves, I believe. Well, what else? And Asphodel starting to crush La Agarthian resistance. Yeah, there is attack of a lumber construct. I'd like it to join my side, but whatever. If he could have joined, I can use Horror Harmonica on him at least. And our patrollers found false prophet. Doesn't matter much. And probably somewhere inside the Caelum lands, or not. It's ex-Caelum province, but still. Well, I have summoned them so soon. Well, oh no, I have already started to blood hunt here, so it was fine. Yeah, I am actually putting at least one or sometimes two more blood farms each turn, more or less. It doesn't looks like that in the report, but sometimes when I'm getting a bit too much of unrest inside, I'm stopping hunting for returns. So number of my farms are actually going up almost every turn. Well, blood slaves are my lifeblood, I'd say. We haven't managed to break the walls in Caelum's cap from the one go, unfortunately. I have more than 600 siege strength, and the fort itself 750. Can be helped. Let's sit there one more turn, trying to preach probably. Yeah, I am preaching with some units because my god is actually in the risky situation. I mean, he has gotten at 28 hit points by now, but well, I am not going to use him as SK in those battles, but he can use cast some blood spells or something. Well, he is basically also just an awake expander, so well, losing him, well, it will hurt because I have a really low Dominion strength by now, only 3, with him dying twice already, and with every revival he was inflicting -1 candle to me. Not candle, Dominion Strange. It was really hurting. So losing him once more will hurt as hell, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm using him as a mage at this point, so without losing this army, he'll less likely to die as well. With the start of the Meridian-Patala war, I have moved some of the devils to my south, so I can control the situation. While they're here, I can even blood hunt inside the throne for some time. But this forces is needed for me to act, to answer on something. Fine, I am crafting more boosters, dwarfing hammers as well. I have a really pathetic earth income, so I can't expect to do some big and important earth magic at this point, but at least I can improve my crafting capabilities with it. One more farm is going to be here. Alright. What else? I believe that's all. Let me read more messages to Abyssia. Amazing news you have brought to me. I'm also getting ready to give Caelum troubles when I finish with another Caelum. I really hope you'll talk Raga into helping us. Great. Famoria, I got you. Do your best. Well, I'm trying to encourage him and at the same time trying to point out that I am never going to fight him. So I'm trying to hype the situation against early Caelum to him. News I have got to make bigger the news I have got from Abyssia. So coalition is brewing, so do your best, finish with the squids, and you can help us against Caelum and so on. Mictlan, I understand you. Well, let me see what I'm writing. It will be hard to demolish Shinuyama without a coalition, and I hope you will find the friends to put a fight against him in the future. Well, in reality, Caelum, Ktis now is fighting Shinuyama and doing really poorly. Otherwise, well, it will be hard to find more. Shinuyama eating everyone one after another. He's getting out of the hands, by now, the super strong nation. So finding a relatively strong, relatively competent and strong players to fight him off will be not a trivial task. Actually, Shinuyama most likely going to continue eating one after another, but that's good for me. So Mictlan probably will be put on a defense mode against it. So in my opinion, their war is inevitable. Shinuyama at some point, when he's going to go for throne rush, he have to face Mictlan, and it's good for me. Mictlan have to put all his vigilance, all his more like awareness towards this neighbor of his and not me, and that's good for me. So I don't want to think about Mictlan anymore because my coalition attempt against him failed. On the other hand, I am trying to get a coalition against the second threat, who is early Caelum. I'll see how it goes, but if it won't work, then unfortunately the whole world may be buried. Well, I'm trying to say that I'm doing also quite an important job, trying to get a coalition against birds, so he shouldn't be bothering me, because otherwise there will be birds everywhere. Shinuyama plus Caelum will kill everyone, so stay away from me. It's a veiled message I'm trying to get through. Now Caelum is grabbing shamelessly middle Caelum lands and scavenging Phlegra, more like vulture and Phlegra from Raga. So now scavenging probably is a fitting world too. like he is a scavenger, right? So now he is really getting quite big and dangerous, definitely more dangerous than Asphodel. So good luck to us both. I'm saying it like that because now after seeing the Asphodel's graphs, I can see that he is not as he's not as bigger and stronger than actually me. So I have almost no reason to fearmonger against him, at least to someone who is not even bordering Asphodel much. I just want to state that again, I'm not gonna invade anyone who is fighting against 3 major trees in this game: goblins, birds and dead cans. Well, that's just the same reason I have wrote this as the information about birds. I just want to say quite clearly to Mictlan that so we should stay away from each other business. Okay. Well, or more like I want us to stay out of each other business. Okay. To fight Caelum, I'll need Ice Dales, I believe, so I should summon some, and also I should summon some more Sea Kings. I'm doing it right now. Because Ice Devils will be super useful, super combatants in the upcoming war, and I love using SCAS. So next turn we're storming Bird's Cap and making the final preparations to fight the second bird nation. We can actually now see some La Man's lands here. Yeah, we were hearing that late Agartha plus man was basically helped killing Vaetiheim, his capital, somewhere here probably around this region. And now late Agartha being killed, so and late man was kinda fearmongering against Arcoscephalia, who is located somewhere here. So probably man is a bit bigger than I expected him, but whatever. It's hard to say. Jamon mostly took the biggest part of the Berisian lands. He still besieging his cap, but still soon I believe Beritas will be finished, as well as Caelum. Great, I mean middle Caelum, of course. Fine. I wonder, will I be able to see one more turn? 45. Yeah, let's try to push into this, or more like, let me read what else. Yeah, diplomacy is okay, I'm saying. Jamon using stellar focus, whatever. Так, да, not a lot of losses against middle Caelum last forces. Yeah, Caelum is hellas carry, I agree. So I should I decided to remove construction for the better times, because against Caelum I really need the fog warriors. Otherwise my troops will be basically, well, destroyed by him. And actually I have to think how I should fight him properly, because he will be a lot bigger threat than middle Caelum on the battlefield. And the worst part, he'll have more stuff, I mean storm stuffs to so using devils against him will be really a lot more harder than against Caelum, because by now he knows most of my tricks. So I'll try to surprise him with horror attacks and super combatants out of Ice Devils and maybe Fallen Angels. We'll see. Yeah, let's see one more turn. I believe I have some time left. I don't know. Yeah, it will be a small turn. So let's do this. I'm trying to talk about at least 5 turns each time, so I can finish with this game, and well, in a limited amount of time at least before Dominion's 6 is going to came out. So Asphodel is asking me how are things looking. Interesting. He is kind of friendly. I like it. Well, I understand that he is actually quite. He's asking this well for reasons, but I can chit chat with him a bit. I believe. Raga answering. I am in. Well, at least he is positive, but unfortunately, well, I would like to hear a bit more information, his opinion on this, but fine. The coalition is basically formed. In 5-10 turns, there will be a huge birds spanking, I believe. Yeah, early Caelum claimed Silver Throne he conquered just now, so whatever. He got quite some number of slaves as well. Killed the lumber construct nearby. The really last Caelum forces were destroyed by the remaining German army. By the way, German is using folk warriors at this point, so he is developed well more than adequately, or not in this battle. Yeah, not in this battle still. But his troops quality, they're buffed so high, so this Caelum mage supportless units aren't in any way a treat for him. So Miklon decided to finally attack. He's taking some lands with a small commitment. Well, 10 Axolotls is not a weak foe, but this really small if we compare them to everything Miklon has. I believe it's the tiniest portion of all the Axolotls this nation possesses by now, and this is the most scariest part of him. One more fight of German. He probably so he brought 2 armies into Caelum lands. Let me see. Probably this one is showing us folk warriors. It's there storming. Caelum summoned some trolls, earth trolls. No folk warriors yet, but I'm pretty sure that in some previous battles we haven't watched, I have seen Jamon using this spell, so his development, his research is really something. At least enchantment 6, alteration 7, well, construction 6 at the very least, and probably construction 8 actually. So it's quite troublesome. One Bakemona sorcerer died, one Uba died, but turned herself into ghost cat. So otherwise it's a clean victory over the last remaining forces of Ulm. What we can see here, I wonder what he's going to cast. Yeah, just magma balls. It's not even Iron Blizzard at this point. Well, he inflicted some damage on advancing lights here, but otherwise it's over. Well, AI can't fight for shit, so we probably shouldn't even look at these battles. And from the second attempt I am capturing the fort actually quite effectively. Let me show it how it's done. Well, I decided just to separate all my flying troops into several squads to destroy all the trees. So one of the devils flying up to the walls, the second one flying, well, all the squads have occupied all the archers inside and didn't even let them more or less fire into anything. So, well, there is no treats inside were present, so whatever. Unrest, bad events, this is misfortune for you. We are losing population, income, resources in these lands, so it's not really pleasant. One scout from Patella, one scout from German, and I wonder where he was caught. Yeah, inside this throne, everyone is eager to look at the thrones. So whatever. Fine, I am moving inside this fort. There should be two barbarian lords inside. I'll assassinate both of them with this assassin, right, and attack with the scout and claim this throne for myself. Patala now, well, he was elfed really nice. All the lands who was belonged to Patella just turn ago are now belongs to Mictlan. So he's going to combine his forces and grab, I believe, this throne, this fort, and this throne as well. So Patella have to, well, collect everything he has inside his capital and have a last stand, I believe. But, well, quite an unpleasant and a gloom situation for him. Let's see. Is he gone AI in this situation? No, he is not. Early Arcacephala is AI by now. I know he is bordering Mictlan at this point, but I wonder if he is fighting Mictlan. Probably someone else forced him into going AI. I don't know who, but it doesn't really matter. Beritas Ulm TC. Caelum right, Flegro right, and finally late Agartha gone AI as well. So he was defeated by Asphodel, so well, it's reasonable, it's understandable. More like, well, I don't mind people going AI when they're actually defeated in detail, like they lost most of their lands, most of their forts. Probably Agartha is not at this point yet, but still understandable, as well as mostly for Caelum, but at the point he gone AI, he still had an army, at least one army of 400 units, and in other directions, as we can see, he basically could have about the same number of units, maybe 300 or so. So he could have put up a fight, but he wasn't interesting into losing fights, and that's why he will never get better than he is right now. So, well, if you are not losing and going AI, you probably won't learn much from it. Well, unless you are actually learning from, well, some another source, like probably reading guides, looking at other people's playing, watching my channel, for example. Just joking. So, all we want to take from Caelum anymore is his capital, and this fort we are trying to cap with our Sea King, but otherwise everything is fine. I decided to make an interesting diplomatic move. I'm not gonna say that it's a, well, pretty thing to do, but I'm actually usually, well, no one is looking at me, so I can be honest right now, right? First let me read Oh, well, if I started, let me finish. So I'm sending some useless items I have, not like useless, but some items I'm not using to Patella, like Faithful, Black Steel, Coral Blade, Spell Focus, Eye of the Void. This is basically some items I'm not using right now. And I'm saying, hey, how things are going? Unfortunately, I can't help you against Abyssal and Miklan, because I'm tied with Middle and early Caelum to my north. It's partially true, I'm not really tied with them, but they're just my targets, and I don't want to be involved with Miklan, and especially with Abyssal, who is going to help me against Caelum soon. So I'm just saying him that I actually support him and wishing him a good luck. Well, we were talking about defensive pacts before. We haven't formed anything like that actually, but since I was trying to pretend to be friendly, and I was basically friendly towards Patella, I want to continue to be friendly. But in reality, as I said, since no one is actually watching me right now, I have got to say that I'm just basically trying to lure the death basket of Patala out of him, at least part of it. So I'm trying to be friendly, understanding, so this guy in the end, well, when he will die, and with Miklan involvement, it's obvious that Patala is going to be destroyed, that at least he will send something to me. And even if he is not, I am not really bothered by losing this bit of an items. I can craft more, and I don't need most of them that much. Spell Focus and Eye of the Void are important, but I believe Patala can get a better use of them, putting something up like maybe Curse of Stones or something. So I'm just giving it out, hoping that he will give me back something bigger in the end. Well, I can hope. I'm not asking him, at least, to give me his death basket. It will be super disgusting, a lot more disgusting than I can usually not handle, but to perform or to show from myself, even if I'm being anonymous in this game. Some message to Raga. Great, I'm attacking Caelum in 5 turns if everything goes alright. It's really optimistic estimate, but it's possible. Just join me when you are ready. Abyssal is really interested about it as well. Famoria at the lesser extent, but he said he'll support us too. Us 4 should be enough to at least hold him and drain him out of his power. Good luck. Well, this message is basically a forming of a coalition. It's a message about me saying that the coalition is formed and I'm going to act on it. So he just have to follow. And it's fine for me if everything is doing their part. Then Asphodel. Hey there, Shino and Caelum are bothering me. I really hope their neighbors... it's answer to Asphodel asking how the things looks around for me. So I'm saying that I'm bothered by Shino, Caelum and by him, but I'm not saying that I'm outright. And I hope that their neighbors will be able to put up a coalition to get in their way, otherwise they are all dead. Are you interested in some trade? I need fire and earth, and I can give astral, water and air, also nature a bit. Tell me please if you are interested. I need this because I have got a really interesting idea by this point. It's really important. It's so important that I even have moved construction 8 out from before conjuration 8. So it's a good moment to finish the stream. Next time I'm going to make a really big play. It's really important and really unusual, and on top of that really powerful. So look forward to it. I'm starting to move in this direction. That's why I need more fire and earth games than I have. well, what else? Have we watched this? Yes, we have watched this. And I am asking around about these games, right? Probably I'm going to ask about them from Famoria too. So, coalition is coming smoothly, I'm saying, so. And I'm saying that Miklin is fighting Patella right now, so Miklin is also a treat, so he shouldn't get himself allied with Miklin because he's a treat. Jamon is eating burritos, so I'm trying to be well helpful and friendly to Famoria to show that I really appreciate, but because it's true, I really appreciate his help and neutrality before, and I believe I can use him in the future as well. The same basically message to German. I am asking for games, people, and I'm basically saying how things are going towards Caelum. I'm saying that people forming a coalition, he can join if he will find a way to assault Caelian lands and so on and so on. No, basically I am being so informative, I'm trying to show that I am interested in our future cooperation as well, even after Middle Caelum will be destroyed. So, well, it's not like I am turning on him after the stuff will be done. Jamon and Patella, yeah, we have already saw this. So, a lot of diplomacy this turn, things going smoothly. It's future looks bright, and this interesting idea, well, I can't prioritize construction 8 from the get-go. I mean, because I have a lot of important targets, at least for the war. I need folk warriors by the moment the war against Caelum starts. But otherwise, I really need construction 8, and I even got an idea how I can, well, make it super powerful and super useful. Fine, let me check one last time. Rago is aus. By the way, I'm writing the Sahays were buffed in Sloops. I wonder, were they buffed? Were the Sahays? Maybe here? Yeah, there are a lot of Sahays. Oh, so, yeah. I mean, look, normally Sahays are melee troops. By the way, they are starving here. But in Sloops they are getting a long bow. It makes them really super efficient. Video was cut off, but whatever. So I'm finishing this anyway, finishing the stream anyway. Miklin attacked Patella, yeah. And that's all about it. Okay, thanks to everyone who have watched me at this point. I know online there was no one watching me, but at least maybe in the YouTube you're going to watch the series, and the most important part, there will be a really important bit of information. I want to see the biggest part of players. Revolutio, hello. you're watching at least, thank you. So there will be really interesting in the turns to come, and you should have next stream you should have been guessing what I am preparing for, what are my real plans. I'm going to try to make this interesting for the viewers too. So thanks everyone again, and till the next time, bye.